Hello, welcome everybody to the October edition of the Songwriter stream, produced by Roomful of Sky Music, Victor V. Gurbo, and Music for Multimedia. We're here the third Tuesday of every month. As usual, we have your three regular hosts, myself, Phil Robinson. Down there in the bottom corner, we have Victor. Hello, Victor. And above him and to the left, we have Jason Vitelli. Hey, Jason. Our two special guests tonight are Josh Carples, joining us from, I don't know, one of those square states out west somewhere. He'll tell you more about it. And then below us and below me and kicking off the music for the night is our good friend Annie Stone. Come back to the show because we love her so much. Annie, kick us off.
He cut his hair and told
Annie, while you were singing that song, I couldn't help but notice that you are not Andrew Fair.
What gave it away? Was it the lack of guitar?
Yes, and the lack of facial hair.
We're still both very Jewish, if that counts for anything.
Where are you right now, Annie?
I'm in Austin, Texas, visiting my husband's family, which is also my family. It's my in-laws. I'm with my in-laws.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, you recently got married, right, Annie? Yeah.
I did in June. It feels like forever ago. Thank you for the silent applause.
Congrats. So we had Annie tonight is a last-minute sub. Originally scheduled, we had Andrew Fair, who something happened. He had to fill in in a friend's band for a live in-person performance last minute. So Annie, like she frequently does for us, is filling in. Last time she filled in for Victor in a live show, and she arrived to the venue with her aforementioned husband, Russ, and proceeded to tell us that they had literally just gotten off the plane, returning from their honeymoon, went from the airport right to the venue to do this gig. You guys could have said no, but
I also just got off a plane like 2 hours ago. So there's something in like me subbing while I'm on an airplane for Roomful of Sky events, but I'm honored. It is huge shoes to fill for both Victor and Fair, but I'm honored to be considered and to be here.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we're glad you're here. For those of you tuning in from home, this is the Songwriter Stream. We're here once a month, and this is in the format of a round. We're going to go around the circle, each sing a song. So over the course of the next couple hours, you will hear each of us sing 3 or 4 songs. Myself, Victor, and Jason are always here, and we have rotating guests tonight. Annie, who you just met, and then also coming up next, Josh Carples. Josh, where are you joining us from?
I am in Montgomery, Alabama.
Alabama.
Nice.
I never knew anyone from Alabama till I met Grove, and then she went back to Alabama, and then we met you through her when she pulled you into her live stream when we featured her 6 or 7 months ago. So we were so impressed with your being there musically for Grove, we invited you back for your own slot. So here we are.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. They say it's the journey where I've been losing direction in a string of late nights, searching for a destination. The life of an orphan, living with no purpose, screaming out from a voice gone hoarse, with a message that's worthless. I liquefied my heart before, came on shore to find the peace, needed the quiet, raging war when my craves release. The science of sleep has become such a mystery, and you're raising your voice now when I'm barely whispering. Dawn clipped wings when we should be soaring, but we're too busy telling ourselves the same old story. I liquefied my heart to pour, and came on shore to buy the peace, needed the quiet, a raging war will my craves release. find my heart to pour. We came up short to buy the peace, needing a quiet, a raging war when a mind craves release. Oh, 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 when a mind craves release.
Woo!
Nice, Josh. Very nice.
Thank you.
So good. Josh, how are you so awesome?
Just trying to write songs, man. You know, just being me.
Josh, do you
Thank
usually play that song or with a full band? I could really hear it with just the rhythm section.
You know, in the band that I'm currently in, I'm actually the drummer.
That's funny. Some of the best songwriters are drummers.
Fantastic. Josh Carples from Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
Great. Well, stick around. We are going to hear a few more songs from Josh before our stream is through. So we have Annie and Josh were our two special guests for the evening, and now we're going to move on to the boring old regular hosts, starting with myself, Phil Robinson. I watched the last one and I realized that I talk a really long time, and my intros are much longer than the actual song, so I'm going to keep it brief.
Well, hey, you got some good things to say, so I know that there was a reason behind, at least last time, why you explained. Take it away.
Jason. Jason, your check is in the mail. My best friend in college, Rachel Greenberg, one night she and I were up all night, maybe till 4 or 5 in the morning, and she had her college English major deep thought. She looked up at me and said, "Phil, there's a part of you that's always found, and there's a part of you that's always lost." So I took that deep thought, and like 10 years later, I wrote this song. This is called Is It True? Is it true what they say? They say that it's true. You haven't been true to me. Is it true what they say when they say it's through for me and you? Now I've been around the streets of this town, yeah, 1 or 2 times before. I've been around, but I still haven't found what I've been searching for. Well, the sun goes up, the sun comes down, it steps lightly in the rain. Who could remember all the names of the faces on the train? And I've been searching all of my life for the things I dream of when I lay awake at night. And I've been wondering, how could it take so long? And how a life could come and go in the space of just one song. There was a girl way back in school I was crazy about. I was in love, she was not, so it never did work out. On the final night of me and her, we were lying in my bed. I gave it my all, she broke my heart, but this is what she said. There's a part of you that's always lost, and a part of you that's always found. There's a part of you that would learn to fly, but the rest of you hold you down. There's a part of me you get from me, and a part of you that's all your own. Don't confuse the two when it's late at night and you're out there all alone. And I've been searching all of my life for the things I dream of when I lay awake at night. And I've been wondering, how could it take so long? And how a life could come and go in the space of just one song.
Yeah, Phil. Woo.
Thank you.
I was thinking about the harmony part during the chorus, because I know I do that with you frequently.
Yes, when I do this live, usually Jason seconds me with a harmony vocal and a second guitar, and that's how we're going to do it on the recording.
Definitely.
All right, thank you for listening. I am Phil Robinson, and speaking of Jason, we'll move on to Jason Patel.
Thank you, Phil. Let me situate myself here. All right. You know, I've been focused so much on finalizing some mixes for actually an instrumental album. I haven't been doing much of playing of my own songs. So one thing I love about the stream is it helps you, or any show, helps you to revisit new material, old material, so to get it back in your head. So this one is fun. This one is the first song I ever performed, original song I ever performed in public back in 2005. It's called Announce Myself. Why do I feel so sick of usefulness? Sit myself down, call me a clown and tell me which way I should fall out of here. 'Cause I'm running out of friends and I'm running out of ways to be free. Why should it be so hard to announce myself to this world? like a clown. I reach for the door and I open that door, open myself to another beast door. Cause I spread my penis, a whispering feet to release me. Why should it be so hard to announce myself to this world? So hard to announce myself to this world. Oh, oh, oh,
Woo!
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Jason, how are you so awesome?
Learned it from watching you. Learned it from watching you, Phil.
Just send him a second
The
check.
80s commercial. Dare to say no to drugs or whatever that commercial is.
I remember when Jason was putting together his first album, No Photographs, back in that era, 2005, 2006. And this is when I first realized that Jason's creativity was a cut above, because if it were my first album, I would have taken that song, Announce Myself, and made it the first song of the first album. And Jason made it like, what's it, song number 7?
Yeah, it's actually toward the end.
Yeah.
Come to think of
And I was like, And Jason had very compelling and inscrutable creative reasons for burying it deep within the album. And then it was very clear to me from that point that he was not the kind of artist who was ever going to take the obvious or straightforward path through any kind of self-expression.
Thank you for the compliment, Phil. Thank you.
All right, and rounding out this first turn, this first cycle, we have Victor V. Gurbo.
Sure. So I'm gonna try playing this. I hope it cuts through all right. I'm gonna start out with a Bob Dylan cover that I don't think I've ever done before. So let's see how it sounds. I've seen love go by my door. It's never been this close before. Never been so easy or so slow. Been shooting in the dark too long. If something's not right, it's wrong. You're gonna make me lonesome when you go. Dragging clouds so high above, I've only known careless love. It's always just hit me from below. But this time round it's more correct. It's right on target, so direct. You're gonna make me lonesome when you go. Purple clover, Queen Anne's lace, crimson hair across your face. You're gonna make me cry if you don't know. I can't remember what I was thinking of. You might be spoiling me with too much love. You're gonna make me lonesome when you go. You're gonna make me wonder what I'm doing. Staying far behind without you. You're gonna make me wonder what I'm saying. You're gonna make me give myself a good talking to. I've looked for you in old Honolulu, San Francisco, Ashtabula. You're gonna leave me now, I know. But I'll see you in the sky above and in the tall grass with the ones I love. You're gonna make me lonesome when you go.
What?
Yeah, it's
what
so
vintage
interesting hearing that. Oh, sorry, Phil. What were you saying?
There you go ahead.
Oh, that song. It's like more than double the tempo, right? The original.
Oh yeah.
It's
I also
amazing
cut
what you
off some
did with that.
verses.
I like the approach
Well,
to it.
That's what I love about Dylan's stuff is he does it all weird all
Yeah,
the
it's
time
like-
when he's live. So
Oh yeah,
I
so
feel like,
he's
why
done
not?
it sort of in that kind of feel before.
What vintage Bob Dylan is that song?
Blood on the Tracks. So
All right.
it's in the 70s, right? I think it's in the
Yeah,
70s.
75. He did that with
Yeah.
Phil Ramone, the producer for Billy Joel's
Right.
stuff. And he did everything in open tunings, I remember.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
this is open D. Well, this is a baritone guitar that I've tuned into. I guess that's open E.
Right.
And also fun fact. This is one of Bob Dylan's reject guitars that was designed for him by Rick Kelly, and I assume he found this too cumbersome as on occasion it bumps into me. But I found it in auction, and because I stalk everything Dylan, which Phil tapped into in our Carnegie Hall show, where he made an offhanded remark that Victor wears, stolen Bob Dylan clothing or something like that, which is not true. I don't have Bob Dylan clothing money. And to this day, people come up to me who went to the show, and they're like, so what do you, like, they're acting like I'm wearing Bob Dylan's underpants, which I am not. Nor would
You're
I, even if
welcome.
I could. Yes, but
You're welcome. I made you more interesting.
I found out that this had been built by Rick Kelly for him, and he went with a different model. And
Wow.
someone made it into a baritone down the line, and then it's now stumbled into my hands, where hopefully I can hang on to it for a bit. I just like the little face on it. It's cool.
All right, Victor V. Gurbo. Victor's also a luthier. He builds guitars with his company, Vocally Guitars. So check him out. We could talk about all kinds of nerdy guitar things, and then have the guitar of your dreams built to your satisfaction. So if you're joining us on the stream, welcome. This is the Songwriter stream. This is produced by Roomful of Sky, also Music for Multimedia, which is Jason, and Victor V. Gurbo, which is Victor V. Gurbo. We're streaming tonight on 3 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So whichever platform you're on, please do all the usual things: like, subscribe, follow, and welcome. So we're going to continue around the circle and go back to our first special guest of the evening, once again, Annie Stone.
I do have to just say quickly, I remember that moment at the Carnegie Hall show, and I think about that often. I'm like, where is Victor finding Bob Dylan's clothes?
Okay, all right. I gotta set the record straight live right now. I do not own any articles of Dylan's clothing. I owned this guitar, and I also found a guitar that he signed that I own. Other than that, I don't have any. I don't own his clothing. One could argue I emulate his style of dress, but other than that, what Phil said was fake news as far as it goes.
How flattering is it, though, that people were like, wow, Victor, I believe it. Because I didn't have any hesitations about that.
That's the great thing about a good lie, is that it's close enough to the truth that y'all believe it, and now it's going to haunt me as long as the show's reputation continues to make its way through the airways. God damn it.
What is that famous journalist quote? When the legend departs from the truth, print the legend, not the truth.
Yeah, it was also that no one's ever let the truth get in the way of a good story. So let's go with that. Yeah.
All right.
On that note, you definitely own his underpants. This is called Bad Enough. Don't tell me what you didn't get at the grocer. Monday goes and comes back when you're thinking about giving things away. Don't ask me how my brother's doing. I am sure he's fine. He's living in the walls. He's picking at the colors in the walls again with crocodile tears, and then it's yellow paint, rehearsing for the day I finally use our storage space. voices, practicing for one day when I'm underwater, shade and sunshine, counting shekels on my free time. You'd love it here if you would ever come. It's bad as it can be. It's bad enough. It's bad as it can be. It's bad enough. Don't tell me what you missed when you were sleeping on the windowsill in Bed-Stuy, and the neighbor's cat is peeking out his blue head. You said you'd say you would skip the subway home from 34th Street last night. Baby, made me worry. Pull the curtains, shade and sunshine on the way out. The day is long, this life is loud. The days are bad, the days are fine. This world is tough, this life is mine. It's bad as it can be, it's bad enough. It's bad as it can be. It's bad enough. Don't follow me upstairs. I washed my face, I bleached my hair, I wore his jeans, no underwear. I clipped the seams, I made my fair place, sitting in a nice place. I was thinking about something else, the scenic route. I've been uptown, you've been there too, and in this moment I can only tell you that it's not true. The way I saw it looked a lot just like they loved you. Why'd you tell me we were friends when you never called again? When I told you not to call me when I'm up, it's bad as it can be. It's bad enough. It's bad as it can be. It's bad enough. It's bad as it can be. It's bad enough. It's bad as it can be. It's bad enough.
Woo!
Thank you.
I like that a lot. That was really good.
Well, you're cataloging like a bad moment in your life. It sounds like, but sometimes you need to, like, you need to photograph it within a song. Like you need to have that feeling and just hone in on it. I find that that's very cathartic, and it allows you to sort of revisit it as you get older, you know, and kind of, I don't know. What do you think? Do you enjoy?
No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
It's really funny writing these songs that really are snapshots of a very specific moment in your life, and then revisiting them, and either your perspective is totally changed and you're like, this was ridiculous, or it's kind of a beautiful thing to reflect on and be like, oh man, that really was tough, but I'm glad I was honest about the experience and chronicled it for art's purposes.
Are either of you familiar with the song My Favorite Picture of You by Guy Clark?
I'm not.
It's definitely worth, considering this conversation, it's worth listening to because it's kind of about that snapshot moment of yeah, and also that was phenomenal. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for the recommendation. I will check that out later. Not right now because I'm watching you guys.
Yeah, no, that would be, yeah, no.
That would be
Annie, I am obsessed with your voice. You have such
Thank you
a
so
beautiful
much.
low range.
Thank you.
What is your secret?
Like Jason, my secret is knowing you, Phil. That's a secret to awesomeness.
Your check
but,
is also in the mail.
Yeah.
Yes, my royalty check.
Josh, don't
every
compliment
time-
me. I'm broke.
I don't know why I have such a low range, but it's always fun to surprise people with it because I think I'm 5'1" and like pretty bubbly and peppy, and I get up there with like a ukulele or a guitar, and then I can be like hello, and they're like, oh wow, cool, and a fun fact is that when I was in 6th grade, I played Joseph in the middle school production of Joseph and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, because my voice was deeper than all the boys in the 6th grade.
Yeah, it's no fair. When I've done shows with you, I feel like I want to be. I don't want you to be a better male singer than me.
Is it called?
Can I
It's no
play
fair.
now?
You're already an amazing female singer. You can't be the best male singer too. That's just not fair. Leave something for the rest of us.
Can I play you in a biopic then? In the Phil
Okay.
Robinson documentary, I'll be you.
If you could grow a beard.
I'll start now. But Phil, I have to tell you, I love your voice. I think it is like hauntingly beautiful. The way you sing is just like, I feel all like the pain of every experience you had when you sing. I'm like, how do you bring everything to the surface in that way? But I love your voice too.
Thank you, Annie. Wow, I'm extremely complimented. Thank you, Annie. I don't want to spend too much time on you because we're going to move on to Josh. But I do want to ask you, before we move on to Josh, every time I try to, since I heard of you before I met you, maybe around 2.5 years ago. Andrew Fayer started telling me that I needed to book you for things, and then our mutual photographer that I think sometimes we both have worked with, Rachel R.C. Scott, now Rachel R.C. Scott Muhammad. Yeah, she's done a lot of live event photography for us. She's like, Phil, you got to book Annie Nerschel. So your name was like coming at me from all these different directions before I met you. And then anytime I try to look up your music, I find like you go under 12 different names at a time and they're constantly changing. And anytime I don't talk to you for a few months and then I like reconnect to you, it's like a new set of 12 different names. So like, what's your current band name? What's your current project? Has your name changed? Like, what's the deal? How do we find you?
I am in the witness protection program, which is why my identity keeps changing. Right now,
Because you keep putting in the band name, and then you have to keep changing the
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that
So-
tracks.
Totally, that's my story, sticking to it. Okay, Stone is because of the marriage. That is totally unmusic related, also way easier to spell than Rochelle. But I haven't figured out all of the legal processes of it, so I'm just slowly transitioning into this new last name, which is very confusing, and I apologize to everyone who is trying to find me anywhere. The new band is Luxury Bones, which is with my husband, my best friend Kara, and my brother-in-law Graham Carpenter. And then my husband and I have a side duo thing called Sanderling. If you type in Annie and just like believe hard enough, you will find me. You just have to really believe in yourself.
What was the name of the band that you were active under that played the bitter end and I think Pete's Candy Store? Like when I first...
That was Union Street. That name was a four-way compromise.
Okay.
Like,
so
really?
Union Street went away and then kind of was replaced by Sanderling.
Yes, it was one of the many great things we lost during the pandemic, RIP.
Okay.
Creative music projects that kind of just fizzled out because of lockdown.
All right. So type in Annie and believe, and you could hear more of her
Fingers
music. All right. Moving on to... So stick around. We'll have a couple more songs from Annie before the live stream is through. Josh Carples, do you have another song for us?
Hey, I do, actually. So since the pandemic got mentioned, about a week and a half before everything completely shut down, I put out an album and then couldn't really perform anywhere to promote it. So the first song that I played was the first single off of that album, and this is the title track. It's called "Carry the Wounds." And one thing I usually say whenever I am performing is I go ahead and warn the audience, like, all of my songs are sad. There's no like upbeat, happy ones. So keep that in mind. Do with that information what you will, I guess. But it's another sad song.
Don't tell me that you love me, 'cause we both know it's not true. You're hiding all your secrets, and I'm still falling into you. I fell prey to your path of destruction, but I learned not to befriend the storm. And your lips speak of seduction, your heart is just lukewarm. And everything I never said to you is everything that I meant to do. And everything I never said to you is everything that I meant to do. We carry the wounds, even self-inflicted, thinking we're immune. Now I see with clarity all the ways in which I've been an absentee. So what do I do to continue on right now? When everything I never said to you is everything that I meant to do. When everything I never said to you is everything that I meant to do. Everything I never said to you is everything that I meant to do. When everything I never said to you is everything that I meant to do.
Yeah, Josh, that sounds like another dark moment that you try to catalog with the song.
That's, I mean, a lot of my songs are like that. It's just, I try to turn I have a history of dealing with depression, and so when those moments hit, I try to at least turn it into art when I can.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's cathartic for not just you, but the audience, for sure. Because I
Hope
think,
so.
especially with something with depression, right? It's a lot of people, you don't realize how many people go through it, and until you sing your song to them, and they're like, "Oh, I get it. I've been there," and you're like, "Shit."
It always feels good when you get feedback from someone and they tell you that you know, something that you made means something to them as well, and that they get it. They understand what you're feeling
Sure.
or what you were feeling when you wrote it, kind of thing. It's just a beautiful moment.
In a way, ultimately, that's about all we could do for each other as fellow travelers on this planet. Is we could share our experience with each other. That's what we have to offer.
Yeah,
Are-
I wholeheartedly agree.
Are you when you're in the midst of being depressed, are you able to create in that moment, or does it take all of your energy to sort of get out of the depression, and then sometime later you could write about it in retrospect?
A lot of the times it's more in retrospect. It's kind of tapping into those memories in writing. Yeah, because I mean, in the moment, it's hard to do much of anything. You know, you get that almost like
Definitely.
lethargy and apathy, and you kind of just don't want to do anything. So yeah, it's generally after the fact, but it's I don't know. It's like when you can be in it deeply and then be still kind of depressed, but not as bad as it was or something. And in those moments, especially, is when it can be really powerful. I've found.
I asked that because I'm the same, and when I'm feeling very depressed, I can't even imagine being musical or writing a song. It's like the only thing that matters is getting out of that extremely unpleasant emotional state, and it's only after I'm a little bit out of it and I could kind of look back and document it by writing a song.
Right.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
curious. It sounds similar with you. So, Josh, you are a singer-songwriter. You play guitar. You're a drummer in a band. You're also an actor. It looks like your website is mostly actually for acting, more so than music. Is that your primary focus?
Yeah, I mean, like I've been doing a lot more filmmaking than music in the past few years. I've got 4 solo albums out. I play drums in a band called Towering Above, and we just released our new album in early August. It's called The Bleak, and it's on all streaming platforms as well. I directed a music video trilogy that we did that kind of goes in like this weird time loop, and it's got elements of horror and suspense, and there's some gory parts. And
Oh,
we
my
made
wife.
this whole-
My wife would like that. I need to let her know about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Look it up. Look it up. It was fun. It was 3 separate days, 3 months apart, but we had the same protagonist actor and the same actor playing a different antagonist in each one. And it goes in this weird, like, sci-fi time loop kind of thing.
And is that on your YouTube page or your band's YouTube page?
Yeah, it's on the band's YouTube page.
Okay. Say that again. What's the handle for the YouTube page?
Well, the band's called Towering Above,
Okay.
and the album is called The Bleak, because it's a dark album, but we're a loud rock band that made a dark album.
Is it only the music videos that tell that 3-part story, or the songs themselves, even preceding the videos, also tell the story?
Nah, it's just the videos.
The videos.
Yeah, we picked 3 songs that we wanted to release in the order we wanted to release them, and then we wrote the storyline kind of around that, and so then directed that, put it together, and but yeah, then I am an actor. I most recently, in July, some friends of mine, we shot a feature film called Shadow Tag, and in that film I play God. God's on Earth, gets locked in a mental institution, and so I had that role. And I tend to do a lot of documentary work. I'm a director of photography, camera operator. I do a little bit of everything. I've got a couple of feature-length documentaries out on like Tubi and Amazon and a bunch of other places, and a few other things. So,
Well,
anybody watching, joshcarples.com, I've got everything linked and listed there.
Awesome.
Well, you're blessed with a relatively unique name. You could Google Josh Carples and all of your stuff comes up. And for that reason, I hate you, because there are 3 million Phil Robinsons in the world, and 2.5 million of them are musicians.
Oh wow. Yeah, I did luck out on the name thing, for real. I'm the only Josh Carples. I'm the only Carples in the southeastern United States.
Oh, wow.
I got a brother in Maryland and one in Oregon, and then a nephew in Oregon and one in Reno.
Get the whole state, all the states covered, all the areas.
And then I'm way down here in Alabama.
Right.
Perfect. All right, so Josh Carples, Google him. You will find the one and only. All right, So my turn again. I am Phil Robinson, and we've been doing these live streams, and we have our rotating guests, but Jason and Victor are here with me month after month. And not only this live stream, but Jason, Victor, and we share an in-person residency in Manhattan at an Irish pub called Mary O's. So we basically hear and see each other perform a lot. So I always have it in mind to constantly vary the songs that I play, just so Victor doesn't have to hear Transcendental Cowboy for the 217th time. So in the spirit of being adventurous, I always try to do a song I've never done before, and I try to be adventurous musically. Here's a song that I've loved for 20 years, one of my all-time favorite songs. I don't know, I'll be curious, I'll ask the other musicians on here if they have songs like this. A song that I think is such a great song, I was scared to play it. I did not feel I could do it justice. I could only do a bad job of it. And so it's like one of those songs every 2 or 3 years I attempt it again. And I think maybe over the last couple of years I've gotten a little bit better, and now I might be good enough to perform this song and pull it off. So this is one of those songs that I've wanted to play for a long time, and I only recently started playing it. It's all right, here we go. I think you will all instantly recognize it. All right. Oops. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. And I know, 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 I know. Better leave that young thing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
Yeah, I have to say, Phil, like you do, your voice in certain respect has a Bill Withers quality. Maybe it's a similar, like he's a baritone, you know, or maybe he's a bass even. But I don't know if there's something about your voice that really, you could definitely channel his style. So I keep doing that song.
Thank you. It's a very interesting song to do because the bulk of it sits very low in the range, and then the refrain is very high.
Yeah.
It's that high part that prevented me from feeling comfortable doing it for so many years. But you have to really kind of switch from like your low, goopy, full sound into like your high head voice sound and be very agile with it. And you know, it's really satisfying to do. But thank you.
Yeah.
Bill Withers wrote so many great songs. He did Ain't No Sunshine, he did Lean on Me, I believe he did Just the Two of Us, his 3 biggest hits. My bands have covered all those songs.
There's that one song that he just sings the note for like 2 minutes straight. Lovely Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes,
He kind of got out of
the.
he had a spectacularly successful and relatively short career, and then he kind of retired from music and had like a long post-music career life as one of those interesting people who kind of had a lot of commercial success and still kind of walked away from it, had a private life.
Yeah, good for him.
I can't imagine that. I ever feel like if I ever have like a national spotlight and that kind of recognition and success, I'm gonna milk that for all it's worth for the rest of my life. Can you imagine walking away? Anyway, Bill Withers, great guy. I think we all know many of his songs. All right, Jason Vitelli, not only a songwriter and host, but also the guy running all the technology for us as he does each month. Thank you.
It's fun. Challenging but fun. Kind of multitask. I do that in my day job. I do that with music just in general. So it's a great way to exercise your brain, I guess. All right. So this song, since we're in the theme of doing songs that are about moments, this one was about a moment that I had on a subway train, which I haven't been taking lately since COVID, but it's called Last Rites. Now we're reading these last rites only for the chance that it's our own found love saving us from this last dance. Throwing it all away shouldn't be so hard, but it's our own found fears dripping us into the floorboards, picking out for all the reasons we had known before. And as life passes us by, we're hoping for more to hold on to. Rivals are communicating, keeping their tabs on the score. If I tried to find you, could I be beside you? Running all around with my lights blown out in this crowded train, tripping over old ladies' suitcases, their hot coffee spills, and just one slip and I fall over. Would you have to hold on to? Now we're breathing and heaving in our lonely cell. Moments passed us by and left us prone on the floor. It wasn't captivating, pretend capable and lost upon a road. If I tried to find you, could I be beside you? Jumping all around, kids screaming about, I can't do my road. But I'm caught between cars with both doors locked, the wind is freezing my tears as I fear my time's already over. Save yourself to be somebody new. Be somebody new. You guys? that's a depression song too. It's it's a funny thing. I wrote a depression song about being in a subway and a depression song about being on bus, MTA bus. Because you're lost you're by yourself. You're lost with your thoughts, and at the same time you're observing everyone around you. And one of the things about being in that state of mind is that you feel outside of everything. You feel like you don't belong. You feel like it's sort of like an imposter syndrome to some degree.
Yeah.
And so you kind of, the struggle in part is just to connect. I'm glad it, just in general, in the arts and in our general culture, that mental health is being addressed more directly with no shame. I think that's a great thing. When I think the first time I saw somebody kind of admit that they'd been depressed was Michael Phelps. He had done ads for, what was it? It was before he did the ads. You guys remember when that was? No?
A while ago, something like 20
Yeah, it
years.
was a while. It was after the Olympics, I remember. And he had said something, and I think the media was definitely lambasting him for it. Now he does ads for getting therapy.
Yeah.
Good for him.
No, it's good to have people who have a mouthpiece talking about that, because it makes it all much more normal.
Yeah, it normalizes it.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live this past weekend had Megan Thee Stallion as the guest, and there was a skit she was in where it was like all the friends went to a party at a club and they brought their plus ones, like the boyfriend, the sister, the visiting friend, and then all the people who knew each other left off, leaving the strangers to have makes awkward small talk conversation who
Yeah.
they didn't know each other. And her small talk was, "So, what's y'all's traumas?" and that's actually very good small talk. What's your trauma? It's kind of true to life when you're sensitive artsy people and you are meeting other people. You kind of get into those conversations very quickly. Oh, you're a singer-songwriter. Yeah, I grew up with depression, and or when my parents were fighting, that's how I made sense of things by listening to Bruce Springsteen or whatever. Creative people are almost like the canaries in the coal mine for what the normal people are about to go through.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
Yeah, I like that.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Jason Vitelli. Is Last Rites, is that on your first album, No Photographs?
Yeah, that's also on No Photographs. So
I thought so.
yeah, it streams on everything. So feel free to check it out.
I was going to say, Jason, other artists would have used up all of their great songs on their first album, but then Jason has filled 3 albums with songs that are equally great.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate it.
All right, and next up we have Victor V. Gurbo, who is totally, completely not wearing Bob Dylan's underwear.
Yeah. Well, again,
I was
here,
telling that Victor needs to have a doppelganger, similar to Spy versus Spy. Right now you're the black spy, and then you need the white. You just have
Yeah,
a version
well, I
of you
do
that
have
wears
the.
all white.
I could run back and forth and just switch hat colors.
Should be one of your music videos. That's what
Other
it should
Bob
be.
Dylan. It's this and the electric. That's it. There's no underwear. There's no other clothing involved. That's it. Phil. Yeah.
Wait,
That's,
how many Bob Dylan covers do you know, Victor?
how many of them do I know well, or how many do I know? Quite a few. I probably knew more to the letter a while ago, but if you give me a song, I can probably, with a little bit of practice, fudge my way through it. But I think I will do an original now, because we're kind of talking about snapshots. This song came out of The worst show I've ever done in my life to date. There's still time, and perhaps this live stream will become the new one, depending on if I can't remember where I'm going. But on the way to the show, we found out that half of our drummer's kit had been stolen while we were loading it into the car. So throughout the gig, he kept having to steal pieces from other people's kits as they showed up. My tuner malfunctioned, and our bassist at the time tuned with that, so everything was flat. Our keyboard player's piano malfunctioned, and he was sharp, and the violin player tuned to him. So sharp over there, flat over here, and our guitarist had a 103 fever, so we still don't know what tuning he was in to this day. I remember grabbing an A harmonica and playing a note on it, knowing that when hell freezes over, it's going to be an A. And something sounded off, and I'm just like, oh no, this isn't good. And as we got out, a bassist we were working with was going through some relationship trouble, and he was really, really bummed out. And we get into the car, and we're just kind of all numb and just driving, and he makes a wrong turn. Drummer sitting in the back goes, well, we're on the wrong side of the river. And I just started scribbling, and now I have this. Cars don't fly on the interstate. The drivers just sit, curse their weight, grip the wheel, and accept their fate for you. 'Cause maybe if you were here, I wouldn't let all my little fears bring me to the brink of tears and stick to me like glue. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. Don't know where it is that I belong. The endless mile of a perfect stall. The first few cars watch the night fall. Behind the van with the graffiti scrawled, it reads, without you I can't live. Maybe something fell from a flatbed truck. Perhaps that's the reason that we're all stuck. But let's face it, it's just my rotten luck. You know the open road don't forgive. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. Don't know where it is that I belong. In an endless stream of sad songs where I repeat your name and sing along, then play back just to prolong the memory. And somewhere just a time, but it was always you and me. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. I'm on the wrong side of the river, baby. I believe I'm rolling wrong. Don't know where it is, but I belong.
So cool to find out the context of that too.
Well, they all got to start somewhere.
So you were coming home from your gig in Brooklyn and you realized you were in New Jersey?
We were somewhere in Upper Manhattan, and I think we ended up in the Bronx somehow. I don't exactly know what happened. It was some strange turn, but everyone was just on numb autopilot at that point. But we found the rest of the drummer's kit. Someone had found it on the street, and they put it in the bodega that was right next door to him, so it wasn't actually stolen. So there was some silver lining in it, but
Right.
but yeah. That
What
was
a
bad
story.
show. Yeah.
Did you know that harmonicas, like an A harmonica, is not actually tuned to A440? It's tuned to A441
Interesting.
for
Now, why
extra
is that?
brightness. For
Interesting.
extra brightness.
Oh wow.
Well, the song we were playing was in a key not known to humankind, so that one tiny little change would not have affected it all that much.
Victor, you ever hear the composer Henry Parch?
No, I don't
He
believe
would
I'm
write
familiar.
pieces in microtonal, and he made instruments that, like, it was a piano type instrument that he
Interesting.
made that was like 40 notes to an octave.
Huh.
And actually, one of Paul Simon's recent albums, he uses some of those instruments
Really?
to great use. He does a great job using them.
I know
But
some
anyway,
Yeah, I know some people that have added microtonal frets to guitars that I've seen, like, they're just nuts. Like the fretboard, and all of a sudden there's like little frets in between the frets, and
wow.
way too complicated for my brain. But
Did anyone else experience technical difficulties during that song, or was it just me? Because I lost my connection. I came out and came back in, but it wasn't clear if it was me or if it was Victor was frozen for like a minute.
I just saw you fall out, and you
So-
came back into the waiting room.
So it was just my connection.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
okay.
mentally clipped out of reality at one point, but I don't think that showed in my physicality. Other than that,
That's what you want. You want to be clicked out of reality when you're playing, right? You want it to sort of be floating around.
All right. Thank you, Victor V. Gurbo. Moving on for her third song of the evening, the illustrious Annie Stone.
Victor, I just have to tell you, that is a gorgeous song, and the
Thank
story
you.
is so funny because, like, everyone's got one of those horrible
yeah.
show stories.
We all have the one that, like, when we think back, like, hell is that
Oh,
is coming off of
reliving
those
it.
stages. Yeah.
100%. But I love the art to come out of that horrific
Yeah.
experience.
Thank you.
What venue is it, or is that going to be kept a secret?
Oh no, it was
Leave it out.
No, I'll tell you. And this is the and I'm so sorry. I've ended up talking over when you've been made big on the thing
Please.
twice now.
I'm here for it.
It was the college that I was in had like an arts night, and I had graduated. You know, I was probably out by a year or something like that. And I was just like, I'm gonna go back in and show them that I play music now. And pride goeth before the fall. Proverbs. Always remember that. Never do something. I mean, which is a ridiculous thing to say to other people who perform music. Don't do it for vanity because it never works out right. Yeah. I
that-
showed them. I showed
that-
them.
Was that the big gig where you were up on the billboard?
No, that was Brooklyn Academy of Music. No. That one we didn't. I mean, I made a couple of mistakes during that gig too, but no, this was the Macaulay Honors Arts Night, where all of the honors kids I was the only one that like majored in art and English. Everyone else was way more intelligent than me and majoring in like medicine and stuff. So this was their like one window to show off like this is the art that we do, and I was gonna like dun 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 dun. Here's the artist, and no, I fell flat on my face as hard as physically possible. And that goes to show. That is the lesson. Don't do things just for pride. Do it for money. Yeah. Which is why we're all in music, right? Because of the money. Exact. Am I right, folks? Am I right? Yeah. Okay. I'm taking up enough
If you
of the
take
show.
anything away from tonight, just do your art for money. That's it.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, Victor, that's so funny. Just
this
because
one back.
I totally hear you.
Yeah.
We had a show once, not a single person came. And then Russell, my husband, started bleeding all over the piano.
Oh my. Okay. All right. Right on. Yeah.
That was before or after you stabbed him.
It was after, but like, who's asking? He just was playing notes I didn't like, so I went over, stabbed him. Then he was bleeding. He got blood on my knife. Whatever. Okay, let's just get down there. Tiny bit of context. Because my dad is watching and he insists that I tell the story and give him credit where credit is due every time I play it. My dad used to work for a hospital, and my dad is a big Italian man who loves when people think he's in the mafia. And so he's got a big mouth and a lot of opinions. So he said something about someone, and one of the doctors got wind of it. The doctor went up to him and went, "Marty, I heard what you said. It was cruel yet fair." So he texted me. And I was like, use that. And then later we find out it's actually a Monty Python line. So credit where credit is due to Monty Python, not Marty. It's a bad idea on the tile floor. It's a short, long walk to the back front door. No one spoke, and then she made this cool big scene on top of a cardboard stage, and all her jokes were mean. Oh no, you don't know what I don't know. Oh no. But I'm just here to wait, 'cause it starts and stops. It's the way you said it that impresses me. And aren't you glad you shared what she said? It was cruel yet fair. Oh, won't you let me know when you get down there? Bags of tea and a deck of cards. It was this new cheap lunch that you ruined. And are you here to make me mad, to steal my records? And you've just been awfully kind, and I'm your biggest fan. Oh no, you don't know what I don't know. Oh no, oh no. But I'm just here to wait, 'cause it starts and stops. It's the way you said it that impresses me. And aren't you glad you shared what she said? It was cruel yet fair. Oh, won't you let me know when you get down there? Why don't you tell someone before you walk? Take this brown bag map so you don't get too lost. I just have all this time, but I can't make it work. I think we're getting older and we're getting worse. And I'm just here to wait, 'cause it starts and stops. It's the way you said it that impresses me. And aren't you glad you shared what she said? It was cruel yet fair. Oh, won't you let me know when you get down there? I'm not very fun, I'm not very smart. Oh, won't you let me know when you get this far? And I heard what you said, it was cruel right down there. Thank you.
Loved how you brought it into that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So is your dad in the mafia or not?
Honestly,
If she
we
answers
talked
that
about-
question, we're all gonna go.
you're all gone.
Oh wait.
Victor disappeared when he brought it up.
I actually knew someone from in the mafia, and he went into witness protection, or his whole family did.
Oh my gosh, was it me? Is that why my name keeps changing?
Is it, Annie, is it true that you only married Russell for his very cool last name?
Honestly, it's a phenomenal last name. Unfortunately, like Phil Robinson, there are a bunch of Annie Stones. I've been exploring going by my real name, which is Ann Lee, but it confuses people to no end. People are like, Ann Elizabeth? I'm like, I certainly did not say that all those sounds. So I'm still not sure who I am by title yet. But yes, 100% true.
Is Ann Lee one name or two names?
Ann Lee is one name.
Oh, that's the way that it is in your handle there, ANNLEY? Oh,
Here's my grandmother's name.
Oh, I don't think I've ever come across that name before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my great-grandparents made it up, which love it, very creative. But yeah, it confuses people so badly. When I worked at the YMCA when I was in high school, my dad went to pick up a check for me, and he's like, do you have a check for an Ann Lee Nurshell? And they go, no, but we have an Ann Leg. So
Oh, that's so funny.
on all the legal documents at the YMCA in Stamford, Connecticut, I was Ann Leg.
There's that folk song Anna Lee, which obviously it's kind of close, but I don't think it's necessarily. I'm sure we could search and find some for you if you need. Yeah.
If I were in your position, I would strongly consider having that be my official artist name, Ann Lee Stone. It's guaranteed to be unique, which is kind of what you want, and you're not contriving a name. It's like your actual name.
That is true. Yeah, a great stage name is one that is actually like secretly your actual name.
Very cool. Anything else you would like to share with our viewing audience about your current music projects, what you have going on before we move on to Josh? Annie?
Yeah, so Luxury Bones, we are playing. Can I plug stuff now? Is that
Yeah,
appropriate?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So we're playing Brooklyn Music Kitchen November 4th, 7:30 p.m. We're very cute. We do Avril Lavigne covers, and we're gonna put up some music soon.
Do you do
That
Skater
might
Boy?
happen soon. I wish I could have convinced him to do Skater Boy. We settled on Complicated, but I'm gonna bring it up again.
I was literally just thinking the same question.
Which is an excellent question.
Weird Al did a parody of Complicated also. So
It was
Really?
constipated,
I
right? Or,
No,
That's very
is he
funny.
he
saying instead
should,
of
but
complicated?
it's also called it's called a complicated song, and he just has other complicated lyrics. But you should learn the Weird Al lyrics, and then you have two songs for the price of already having learned all the music to perform the original version.
Okay, Phil, be honest. How many songs did you know the Weird Al version before you heard the real one?
Oh, many.
Same.
Many.
So many.
Yeah, to this day, I'll come across like a classic rock song that I was like, oh, that's,
I know the
That's
fake
what-
words to this.
yeah. Very cool. You said that's November 4th?
November 4th. And then we've got some music coming out in the near future.
Okay,
So
very
Luxury Bones.
cool. Luxury Bones. And Russ is in this band with you? And who
Yes,
who else?
He plays drums in this band, which is so funny because in our old band we were always looking for a drummer. And then 3 months into the marriage, he's like, by the way, I can drum. And I was like, duh! Because he played piano in the old band. Then we've got Graham Carpenter, who is married to my sister cousin. Cousin, but like sister. And then my best friend, Kara Radham, who beat me in a graphic design contest. And then she played bass in my band. And she's just my favorite human in the entire world. So
Yeah, but
really, really great people.
But who's she married to?
She is partnered to Adam Columbia, who is not related to any of us, so I guess one of us has to marry Kara to make it like a real Partridge
Oh.
family situation.
Yeah, you
She'll be
basically
fine with
told
it.
it. You told us the marital status of all the other band members before you told us what instruments they play. So it was just begging the question.
I know, when you go see a band, your first question is always like, how are these guys related to each other?
Well, it's hard to have incestual. It's hard to have philandering intra-band relationships if some of the members are not,
Those are two very
already
different
married
things,
and
Phil.
supposed to be sleeping together first. You can't cheat if there's no marriage to.
You're right.
The White Stripes did that. They tried to convince
Yes.
everyone that they were brother and sister when they were married and then divorced, and so I guess there is a Game of Thrones theme band everywhere.
Hello,
Yeah,
we
when
are
I
Game
hear
of
sister
Thrones
cousin,
fans.
like I'm from Alabama, that's a completely
Oh
You backtracked and you explained that. For a moment, I was gonna be like, let's wait a second, let's dissect that one. But cool, right on. Yeah.
no. Forget everything I said. We're just a pansexual, polyamorous relationship, and we like to play music on the side.
All right. Let's move on now. Josh.
Interestingly enough, this was our last stream before we got canceled.
Stick around.
no
You'll hear another song from Annie before the live stream is over. And for those of you watching, this live stream is going to live on in perpetuity on the Roomful of Sky YouTube channel and also on the Roomful of Sky Facebook page. So if there's any of the performances tonight you'd like to revisit, you could always come back and watch again. And let's turn it over to Josh.
All right, thank you. This song is called Ocean, and it is from my second album that came out in like 2010. Been a while, kind of an older one. And it also, I've got 4 albums out under my name and a couple of singles that are on streaming platforms and stuff. So if you like what you're hearing, they're out there and available. Yeah, so this is Ocean. There are so many things I can't explain, so I'll keep on hiding. There are so many things I wish I could change, but I tire from trying. And it's been far too long, I must say, since I felt the ocean, and how quickly the timing slips away when we lack devotion. You don't know me. You don't see me. You can't understand. Days just happen. You don't know me. You don't see me. You can't understand. Days just happen. Another month has almost passed me by, and the words stop flowing. I'm sad to say that
it's no big surprise, as time has shown me all the ups and downs that find themselves at home change ever slowly, and we convince ourselves that we are not alone, when that's all we can see. You don't know me. You don't see me. You can't understand when those days just happen. You don't know me. You don't see me. You can't understand when those days just happen. You don't know me. You don't see me. You can't understand when those days just happen. You don't know me. You don't see me. You can't understand when those days just happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're very anthemic. I liked it.
Thank you.
There was a devotion line that really stuck out to me. I think it was the first verse.
First verse, yeah.
Yeah, say that for everybody again.
So, the timing slips away when we lack devotion.
Yeah, I like that line a lot. It makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
That time when we. I don't know. What do you guys think of that line? It makes me think that if you're not connected to what you're doing, you lose time, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know.
Why did you choose that song for tonight?
Well, I've got like the stuff off the newest album that I was gonna focus on, but with this being, hopefully a new audience, since y'all are the only people in New York that know me, except for like maybe 3 other people that I met in July of this year. So that was a song that just over the years people have seemed to resonate with. And so I figured, new audience, since that song has resonated with other people, maybe it would resonate with even more now. That was my thought process behind it anyway. Hopefully that's the case.
Yes. And how long have you been in Alabama? Is that where you grew up, or did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from here, born and raised, Alabama.
Okay. And then how did you meet Grove, our mutual musical friend?
We actually met on a dating site.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you were like, let's play music together.
So yeah. I mean that was how we met, and she actually is working at a place that's right by one of my close friends' salons right now.
Uh-huh. Cool. Well, and is touring, having a New York tour stop, something you imagine in your future?
I would love to tour again. I miss that so much. Like I've only played New York once, and that was in 2012. It was July of 2012. I was in this. It was an instrumental ambient prog band called Hail the Titans, and we did. I booked a 17-day tour that started in Montgomery, and I mean it was a different show every night. We didn't take a night off or anything, so we went straight like through Ohio. We played Pittsburgh and then Philly the next day, and that's a long state. That drive was just insane. But then we played New Jersey, then New York, and then we came down the East Coast and ended in Atlanta with some friends of ours there. And I mean, sleeping in a van. I mean, most of the time we slept on like one of the other musicians' floors or something like that.
Life.
But it was, I mean, I loved every minute of it. I mean, for me, it was amazing just seeing all these new places and
Yeah.
yeah, because that was the like first and really only time I'd ever been to New York. And I got to
Do
play
you
a show.
remember which? Do you remember which place you played?
It was called the Grand Victory, and it was in I think Williamsburg. I don't think it's there
Very
anymore. I
cool.
looked it up a while back, but it was a cool spot. I liked it. I had fun.
Well, next time you come to New York, get in touch with us. We'll book you for one of our
Definitely.
things.
Dude, that'd be amazing. I would love to come back up there. I took a trip to New Jersey in July, or like the July 4th weekend, and met like a bunch of friends in up there. That a couple of them are from New York. There's some couple from Philadelphia, and then the New Jersey area. So yeah, I mean, I want to go back up there anyway. I would love to play a show and hang out with y'all as well.
Yeah, we'd
Awesome.
love to have you. I don't know if you noticed. We'll move on to my turn, but before we do, I don't know if you noticed. You have a fan, Jerry Lynn.
Hey,
Someone named Jerry Lynn. You know that person?
yeah, I met her in July actually.
They hopped online to say nice things about you during your song.
That is awesome. Hi, Jerry.
Jerry, stick around. We'll have another song from Josh towards the end of the stream. Let's see. So I'm down to my last song. I am going to, myself, Jason, and Victor will do one more each, and then we'll close out the stream with one last one from both Annie and Josh. And Josh, you are not contractually obligated to play Angel from Montgomery, but feel free to play it, but you don't have to. I just want that to be clear. Okay.
There's a songwriter event in Montgomery, and that's usually this. I've heard that song so many times over the years when people have come through.
It's like Jolene in Nashville. It's play like
Right.
every single honky tonk every night, multiple times.
Okay, so speaking of depression, throughout my life I have coped with depression in various ways. If you could just boil all of my music down to one theme, it would probably be this: through the darkness to the light. I think I grew up so heavily influenced by Bruce Springsteen, and I love all of his songs. They sort of portray a very hard, challenging, dark reality, and the character in the song in this challenging circumstance has the way that they're trying to navigate their way through it. And that sort of has become a template for my own songwriting. Sort of paint the dark picture and then try to find the light within it. So that's a long-winded way of saying all of my songs are about the same thing. It's the same damn song over and over again. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do two songs, which I've mushed together, which in my mind have become one song, but they're about the same thing, written about 15 years apart. The second half of it is my song, the title track from my about to be released debut album called Through the Middle. And I have another song, The Gate, which is has become almost a prologue to the other song. And it's basically through the darkness to the light. The first song is like the walking version of the song, and the second song is like the running version of the song. Going on my way tonight through the wind and snow to find a place that I could call my own. And I'm searching deep within myself to find the strength I need to walk these steps I can only walk alone. The hardness of this world leaves its mark upon my heart. I wanna push ahead but don't know how. Then I think of all the times I've had to move through the dark just to get to where I am now. Walk through sorrow, walk through pain, walk in beauty through the gate. Hey now, I'm running on my own. All the times that I cried, I know something deep inside me knows. 1, 2, 3. Girl, got a book you're writing each night now. Want to take a look, I'll show it to you right now. It's got all my hopes, it's got all my fears, written with the pain of my 29 years. Want to take the book, I want to tear it up, want to take all the pieces and I want to throw them out. Want to take it to the streets, I don't care how. Don't you understand, I want it all right now. Girl, I want it all right now. But the only way out is right through the middle, oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh. The only way out is right through the middle, oh yeah. Going on my way and feeling alright now. Wild one inside, my soul's burning bright now. I'm taking all the joy, I'm taking all the pride, taking all the beauty that this life provides. Then come before me a mountain so high, blocks out the sun, I can't see the sky. In a deep dark cave, stretches far and wide, and the cave's got all my terrors inside. Whoa, inside. And the only way out is right through the middle, oh yeah. Whoa, whoa. The only way out is right through the middle, oh yeah. Whoa, 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 hey, whoa. The only way out is right through the middle, oh yeah. Ziggy, 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 Now I'm 13 and I got all my dreams. Want my life to be more than just the in-betweens. Now I'm 16, I'm playing my guitar. Practice every day, I don't get very far. Now I'm 18, it's time to graduate. Gotta leave it all behind, all the love and all the hate. Now I'm 22, I'm finished up with school. Gotta find a way to make my own rules. Now I'm 24, I got a great girl. She wants to get married, but I want to see the world. Now I'm 25, I'm starting my career. Now I'm 26, still living with my fear. 27 now, man, I hate my job. Wanna run away. Sometimes I wanna run so far away. But the only way out is right through the middle. The only way out is right through the middle. The only way out is right through the middle. Only way out is right through the middle. The only way out is right through the middle. 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 One more time. The only way out is right through the middle. The only way out is right through the middle. The only way out is right through the middle. 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 Let's bring this up. Oh, 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 whoa, hey, hey, oh, the only way out. Thank you.
Such a good line.
Is it so good that it's worth saying 49 times in a row?
Is that the amount of times?
No, I don't think it's that many times, but it's a lot of times.
I'm going to start counting it from now on.
It's
so
a
we can
mantra, though.
actually-
It's meant to be a mantra, right? In a sense.
Absolutely. Well, actually, it was my mantra for years.
Yeah.
For years before I even wrote the song, I just had that phrase, through the middle. I had the phrase, the only way out is through the middle, printed out on a piece of paper and taped up on my wall.
And in fact, when I
Just like-
first met you, you had it in your closet. I remember, I don't know why I went in your closet, but I saw it taped on there. I'm like, that's a good idea. I have a friend who also, like, he tattooed, like, some kind of inspiring phrase on his arm. So he'd always be reminded, just look down at your arm. It's going to tell you what to do.
Yeah, I had it in that spot in the closet because I was guaranteed to see it every morning.
Yeah.
So I had the phrase for like 10 years, and then I was like waiting for the musical setting of those words
Sure.
that felt like it would do it justice. And I haven't gotten the tattoo, but I've wanted to get the tattoo of that. For the only way out is through the middle, somewhere.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, am I a pretentious asshole if I get my own lyric tattooed on my arm?
It's for you,
But,
though. I mean, right? That everyone, I mean, it's not like, if you got it on your arm, it's not like you show everybody your inside of your arm. That's really just for you, if you think about it.
Yeah. So, yes, that is the phrase. That's a hard song to, it's easy to do in the middle of a set when you're like kind of warmed up. It's a little hard to do when you're like kind of sitting, then you jump up and you go from like 0 to 100 and, instantaneously. So, all right, that's my song, Through the Middle. It's the title track of my upcoming album, Through the Middle. So you will hopefully be hearing more of that soon.
Cool.
Very cool. I'm also
All right.
very jealous of your... I just have to interrupt for 1 second, because I'm the exact opposite, as in... All of my alarms on my phone for days that I don't have to work are just insults to me to motivate me to get out of bed. They're not like, oh, have a great day. It's like, you're in your 30s. The next one is you're losing sunlight, just like your hair. And then it's just get the fuck up. And it's, maybe my life would be different if I had a only way out is right through the middle, personally.
I think you're a
But,
sadist. I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Do the alarms work?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Oh,
Depends on how snarky they are. I kind of try to switch them out so they're, just
Do they make
past
you
me.
laugh? I think if there's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a certain
no, I-
snark factor, you're just
Oh,
like
yeah.
just laughing your way out of bed.
Yeah.
oh, self-loathing Victor, how we love you. So my wonderful girlfriend Niolka Abar
Niolka.
was just chiming in, and look, Niolka, I am wearing my sexy man's hair bonnet that you gave me.
It looks great.
I didn't want to, I still have my pandemic hair. I still haven't gotten a haircut since, like, March of 2020. So I think she kind of got me this just to make things a little bit more manageable when we're hanging out. And she's a very good sport because I decided to stop shaving, like, 4 weeks ago. So now I'm going to have, like, the beard version of the uncontrolled hair for the next few months as well. All right. Thank you for listening to my hair anecdote. Jason, it's your turn.
And on that note, I wrote a song about my hair. No, just kidding.
It would have been the perfect segue.
Yeah. Inspiration for a new song, maybe. Okay. This one is a get yourself out of bed song. Similar to Victor's approach. It's chiding me to get up because your life is good and you should enjoy it. It's called Feel Better. You'll feel better when you're sleeping. You'll feel better when you're eating the words you tried so hard to keep down. And you'll never know when they'll next come around. May patience always keep you in line. And when in doubt, you'll feel better next time. Run, baby, run, and hold back those tears underneath. You will shine. Run, baby, run, and how could you allow to be sold out, sold out. You'll feel better when you're joking upon those leaves of fear and loathing. You'll feel better when you're dying. To your loss, should they find you writhing? I don't know if I can stay any longer, when all I've tried to do is make you stronger. May patience always keep you in line, and when in doubt, you'll feel better next time. Run, baby, run, and hold back those tears underneath. You will shine. Run, baby, run. And how could you allow your freedom to be sold out, sold out? Oh, how can you feel better when you're leaving your love behind? The joys you once knew and the days you thought you could never lose. Oh, run, run, baby, run. How could you believe your freedom is still gone, is still gone, is still gone?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that tune too is and my name is Phil Robinson. I never changed.
Woo! That's good. That's good for me. People are going to be like, "Wow, Phil Robinson, what a talented vocalist and songwriter. I got to check out his stuff."
Well, so that tune is I wrote it to myself essentially, and then my wife Lisa sings a part with it now, and it feels like a dialogue when she's singing it with me. So I like how a song, if you turn it into a duet or you have another performer on it, it could totally sort of change the meaning of it, because it could be one person saying it to the other person as opposed to you saying it to yourself.
So why did you pick that song for tonight, Jason?
I practiced it.
Sometimes that's the difference.
But no, it seemed to fit our, Victor was talking about the notes that he writes to himself to inspire him.
It does fit. And Jason, I just do have to say, I've been attempting during these streams to try to teach myself keyboard by playing along to other people. So that's what I'm like doing this. I'm not insane. But I've noticed that I cannot with yours. They are just so wildly complicated and beautiful that I'm just like, okay, all right, this is very humbling. I'm done. Yeah. And then I just sit and appreciate. But just, they're absolutely fantastic. Thank you for being you.
All right. Speaking of being insane, it's Victor's turn.
Wonderful. Perfect introduction. Going to play this on my favorite guitar. This is a Gibson L1. It was made in the Kalamazoo factory in 1917, and for some reason it has survived this long. Most of them kind of fall apart because it's funny, they don't get the chemistry right on this plastic Bakelite stuff, so some of them just fall apart, and for whatever reason they just got the chemistry right on that day. And it has the traditional Robert Johnson shape, which I'm quite fond of. I'm gonna play a song for you. I dreamt you were a tightrope walker, some city skyline stalker, but then you fell into the sea. You crashed into me, and then I dreamt that I was a vagabond, and when even my echo would not respond, it was you that set me free. You gave $1 to me. She dreams and dreams like Mondrian. It's like she knows the hill that I'll die upon. She's lost inside a Mondrian, where she's walking till she's gone. I dreamt that we were attached at the hip. We were Siamese twins for a little bit. Oh, but then someone ripped us in two, and I lived without you. And then I dreamt that we were in Alcatraz, and you broke out with such pizzazz through the bars. You melted through. You yelled, I'll come back for you. She dreams and dreams like Mondrian. It's like she knows the hill that I'll die upon. She's lost inside a Mondrian, where she's walking till she's gone. I dreamt that everything was in its proper place, like little boxes
out in space. Oh, but time is a relentless wheel, and it makes you kneel. And sometimes I pretend that we're still in love, and that there is a God above. Oh, but you showed me what's real, and a deal is a deal. She dreams and dreams like Mondrian. It's like she knows the hill that I'll die upon. She's lost inside Mondrian, where she's walking till she's gone.
Victor, I keep hearing, whenever I hear that song, I keep hearing like a string quartet behind it.
Jason Laney, the other Jason in my life, is in the
Yeah.
process of actually writing a string version of that. That's going to
Yeah.
just be.
That's gonna work out great.
But someday that'll happen. I don't know if I'll be able to take that live in any reasonable way, but it'll sure sound pretty on a record somewhere, sometime. Once
And
upon a
Jerry, you
time.
got a new fan in Jerry. So
Oh,
very
thank you,
pretty.
Jerry.
Well, we should ask: is Jerry Lynn talking about Victor's song or about Victor?
It's probably.
It's
always assume it's the song. Again, pride goeth before the fall.
It's
I've learned my lesson. I now never assume
The-
anything.
the comment is ambiguous. Victor, you should be very sad that you were not at Mary O's this month, because I sang a song, and featured in the song was a line about you singing Mondrian.
Really?
Yeah, and
I'm
it had
so
a
sorry. I hope it makes sense. And you're like, no, I'm never gonna play it again. That's it.
it had a curse word in it.
Oh.
It had the F word.
I always knew the hate mantras towards me would emerge eventually.
So just for clarification, Jerry says not this. I mean, it is the song, but I'll say both.
I thank you very much.
See, aren't you happy? I spoke up now.
Phil,
you
the
could-
check's in the mail.
No, now you could go home with 2 compliments
There we
from a new person in your back pocket.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, so we've each done 3 songs. We are gonna end the night with a song each from our 2 special guests. But before we do, we'll just do our usual monthly bookkeeping. Not really bookkeeping, but just the stuff that we do. We're going to do our group photo, which every time Roomful of Sky does an event, we do a photo of all the musicians who performed, but in a streaming world, that means it's the group screenshot. So everyone get ready to be captured for posterity. All right, let me see what that one looks like. I'll probably wind up doing one more. All right, let me do one more. My sexy man bonnet is not so photogenic. All right. Oh, actually, it's just my face. Okay, here we go. Let's see if that one's good. File. All right, I think we got it.
Awesome.
The other thing I want to say is we have 2 more official Roomful of Sky events this year. We're going to take December off, but we have our 2 monthly series in November. So November 1st at Mario's live in person, myself, Jason, and Victor. And our 2 special guests in person will be Emily Keating and also Kayla. That's November 1st. Mario's is an Irish pub in the East Village. And then our final stream of the year on November 15th will feature also, again, Emily Keating and our friend Amy Rivard jazz singer who is, I think she relocated to Canada during the pandemic, but she used to be a New Yorker with us. So we'll be joined by Emily and Amy on November 15th. All right, that's all the stuff I wanted to say. Annie, please grace us with one more song.
I'm still sitting in the song, Victor. That was so gorgeous.
Well, thank you so much.
I had to
Thank you.
write down, it's like she knows a hill that I'll die upon. I just want to like hold that line in my soul. Oh, that was gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And you're very
sweet.
pretty.
Oh,
Just in case.
Wow, this stream's really the opposite of my wake-up messages. Wow. All right, then.
Then you get an alarm that's like, you're a dummy. Like, oh,
They're all lying to you.
all your friends are liars. This has been such a treat. Thank you so much for having me. Roomful of Sky. All your music has been brilliant and wonderful. Thematically, the theme of depression and Snapchats. This is a song I wrote at 3 o'clock in the morning when I remembered I had to go to Newark in the morning. I wonder what misery feels like. Take it to the back room, take it to the back room. I wanna know what it feels like to apologize. I wonder what misery feels like. No one ever asks me, no one ever asks me. I wanna know what it feels like to say you're sorry. Why are you so religious? Organize your pencils, sit up in your lawn chair, circle clouds and mentals. Where do all the birds go? Out into the window. No one ever stops to see if they can swim. I wonder what misery feels like. Take it to the back room, take it to the back room. I wanna know what it feels like to apologize. I wonder what misery feels like. No one ever asked me, no one ever asked me. I wanna know what it feels like to say you're sorry. I wonder where my nerves end, wonder how the water trickles through the rooftops, ends up in my shoes, burns down all of my wheat crops, sacrifice my aloe, talk to all the dead plants living in the window. I wonder what misery feels like. Take it to the back room, take it to the back room. I wanna know what it feels like to apologize. I wonder what misery feels like. No one ever asked me, no one ever asks me. I wanna know what it feels like to say you're sorry. Pack up all the boxes, I'll leave it on the curbside. Come back in the morning, rained all day and all night. Drive away our precious, take off to the sunset. Tell them you're in Reno, maybe they'll forget you. I wonder what misery feels like. Take it to the back room, take it to the back room. I wanna know what it feels like to apologize. I wonder what misery feels like. No one ever asked me, no one ever asks me. I wanna know what it feels like to say you're sorry. I wonder what misery feels like. I wonder what misery feels like.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Really good. I like
Thank
that.
you so much, Annie. Annie, you are
Thanks for
awesome.
having me. You are so wonderful.
Wow, that's
And
great stuff.
you could come back to our live streams or our in-person events anytime you want.
And I promise I will be on time. But thank you. That means so much to me to be part of the beautiful musical community that you have curated.
Well, thank you for being part of it. All right, so no pressure, Josh, but I don't know. That was a pretty awesome song. So,
Gonna be hard to follow.
yeah, I know. You got to live up to the hype now. Last song of the evening.
I know.
Got
I
to
know.
send folks home inspired.
With sad songs, yeah. Guys, for real, like, I really appreciate being here. Like, thank y'all so much for having me and just allowing me to be part of this, man. This has been a lot of fun. Enjoying it.
Thank you.
All right, well, here's a, this is another song off my latest album. This song is called Imperfections. A numbing sense of failure. Another year in the same place. A lack of inspiration. The stagnancy is just such a waste. I'm weighing all the good and bad, 'cause both of which, well, I know that I deserve. I'm weighing all the good and bad, 'cause both of which, well, I know that I deserve. And sometimes it's overwhelming. The strangest they're gonna make. It's a map without the planning. And the strangest of bedfellows made. I'm weighing all the good and bad, 'cause both of which, well, I know that I deserve. I'm weighing all the good and bad, 'cause both of which, well, I know that I deserve. Weighing all the good and bad, 'cause both of which I know that I deserve. I'm weighing all the good and bad, 'cause both of which I know that I deserve. All my imperfections and all these consequences that I deserve, that I deserve. All my imperfections and all these goddamn consequences that I deserve, that I deserve.
Yeah.
A good message to end on. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
All right, so this has been the October Songwriter Stream. We're here the third Tuesday of every month. Thank you, Josh and Annie, for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Phil Robinson, saying goodnight. If you guys would like to say anything, now's your chance.
Thank
Everyone
Another
has said it
successful
all.
Stream. Another successful stream.
What's that, Jason?
It's another successful stream.
Yeah.
If you're watching at home, thank you for spending the last couple of hours with us. And if you are from the future watching on YouTube or Facebook, I hope the human race turned out okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry, for tuning in, and you're welcome. Also, all right. So Jason's going to end the stream. Annie and Josh, don't immediately hang up. Stay. We'll have kind of a little goodbye session once we turn the public part off. But for those watching at home, thank you so much. If you live in the New York area, come see a bunch of us in person. We all have our own gigs, but you can see all of us together collectively at Mario's on the first Tuesday of every month. If you're in Alabama, check out Josh. And if you're in Austin, Texas, or Brooklyn, look for Annie Stone. All right.